that summer.
Should I Facebook message him and put it up there?
I can do that too, but I just texted him. Yes.
He wasted that, so.
There's no email. I think you have 10 seconds.
Maybe my clock's wrong. 10 minutes.
10 seconds according to Apple. Alright. There you go. You want to call to order and then make a motion. Or do you motion first?
I will make a motion to appoint, in lieu of Glenn's missing, and appoint John.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All abstained. Motion carries.
Do you want to call it? Yeah, call it to order.
I'll call this meeting of the regular town board meeting Thursday, February 16th, 2023 to order. Mike Anderson?
Here.
Here.
Amy Baxter?
Here.
John Carlson's here. Michaela Montana's here. And Michael Gupta's here. And a member of the panel. Is there any public comment?
Yeah, I have a comment. In regards to the recent decision on law enforcement on board, I wanted to say that I'm pleased that you guys restored the budget to cover 24/7 police force on the island. And that I stand by the town board's decision to keep Ashland County accountable to pay the remaining budget of what they should. Thank you.
Anything else? All right. The town administrator's report. Any questions for Michael on that?
Well, I just, not a question, I just, if, you know, you went to that January 23rd meeting, and I would just encourage you, if time and travel, you know, as one town board member, I think it's very important that Michael or somebody goes to those meetings and represents us once in a while, to let them know we exist. So I encourage it. That's all.
Anybody else?
Do you have printouts of the pilot proposals by the affordable housing?
They are, it's a slideshow, I can certainly forward that to.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to
Yeah,
see.
okay,
Thanks.
I will forward that to the entire board.
Great.
Thank you. Anything else?
Give me 1 second, because I thought I did have something. My highlighter went dry. No, I'll hold my question for my.
Okay, do we have unanimous consent to do
You can do all the
Okay.
boards and you can do one.
Okay. All right, do Public Works? Anything for Public Works? Okay. The MERV, Supervisor's Report. The Airport Manager's Report. Planning and zoning. I do have one question. I'm sure Michael can't answer it, but maybe you can talk to Ed. Charlie Leach decided to pursue the Craftivity, the building that they were going to put up now.
No, this is a variance for, well, it's a building, essentially a well house building
Right.
that he's seeking a setback variance so he can build it within the setback, because that is where the existing well is.
Right, but then he sent us a letter saying he wasn't going to pursue that?
He said that publicly at the public hearing, but he never put it in writing.
Okay,
And he has since decided that he wants the zoning board of appeals to rule on his
Okay.
request.
I thought that I saw a letter, but maybe it was in the minutes that I saw that. All right, thank you. County Administrator's Report. And Fire Chief's Report.
Please. Yeah,
Oh,
please.
Police Report, sorry. And Fire Chief's Report.
I didn't get one of those.
Fire.
They were just here this morning.
Oh, I got that one.
So if everything goes okay. And ambulance report. All right, do I have unanimous consent to put all these on file?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Public Works, docks, roads, docks and harbor, job posting for non-CDL temp driver position. Do we have a motion?
I will make a motion to hire temporary driver and equipment operator at $17 per hour as the posting to post it, but I want a discussion too.
Oh, second.
Discussion?
So we're just replacing somebody, right? Not
Correct.
adding anybody.
Correct,
We're just replacing,
correct.
okay. That's all.
Yeah, in December, the board authorized, I'd have to go back and check, a certain number of hours to be split among temporary drivers. So this is just to get another body in there, as necessary.
All right, can we have a vote?
Yeah.
Yes,
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, anything on parks? Airport, schedule public hearing for petition for secondary transportation for airport improvement aid.
Looks like
Oops.
No, she just.
So, this is where my question was, what improvement aid are we asking for? 'Cause this is.
It's in the it's in the memo as to what the petition would contain.
We got it before,
Oh, before this week?
I think so.
Okay. It's come up in the past many times that they wanna put fence with razor wire up, and I'm just wondering if that's.
That is not included,
Okay,
mostly because the belief of our staff is that a fence would be a complete waste of money and inadequate at keeping wildlife out.
right, and this has come up
and
time
the
after
only-
time, but I
right.
just wanted to make sure because I didn't see them.
Right, there would be a desire to have a fence to kind of protect the hangar area, but under FAA regulations, if we put a fence around any part of the airport, we'd have to fence the entire property, so it makes no sense to do it.
Alright,
So that is not part of the petition.
okay, thank you.
what are posting guidelines for this, do you know?
I believe it's class one.
So maybe plan at least like a 15-day-ish period to make sure we can get everything.
Of course, I don't have my memo either, I had dates suggested.
I don't have one either.
You guys have the memo?
No.
Can I ask that you delay it till later in the meeting, I can circulate that memo?
Sure.
So should we officially make a motion to move it to, where should I move it to?
How about before, if there's a new closed session, before closed session, so before item 10.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we move item 3C to before item 10.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All righty, committee of zoning and planning, service contract with Lang Enterprises for fire numbers.
You should.
Fine.
I'll make a motion to approve the service contract
I'll second.
With discussion. Well, this is probably gonna have to do with Michael, so.
Let me go tell him that we tabled that and he can answer our question.
Well, he's trying to find the memo.
I know, but, okay.
Yeah, give it a minute.
Well, I mean, does anybody know? My question is, who's the liaison from the island? Is it Michael, or is it Ed, or is it Michaela, or who's the liaison to work with Wayne, about the numbers? That's all I want to know. Who's the liaison?
There was something
I think there's a team, I think it's more than just one person.
That's,
I think one of them is, I know Cindy met with them, and I think when she met with them, that Bill met with them too. And, Rick wasn't available. We'll find out.
doesn't say everything that's-
when you're situated, again, I got a question for you.
We're situated.
We're on under committees for the service contract with Lang Enterprises.
Yes,
And so who's the liaison to work with them, or do we have a team? What's going, who's the,
the team working on fire numbers is Paul Wilharm, Bill Defoe, Rick Reichitzer, Cindy Dalzell, and me.
so you'll be working with this Lang,
Correct.
then, okay.
And Ed Schaefer as well, zoning.
Thank you for the memo.
Any further questions on this? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right. 4A2, certified map, town lot point for Evan Erickson lots 2, 3, and 4. Action on the survey map, number 614, volume 4. Do we have a motion to approve this map?
I will make a motion to approve the certified survey map number 327334, another lands located.
Do we have a second? Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, winter transportation agreement, 2022-2023 winter transportation cooperative agreement between the town of LaPointe and Maryland Ontario.
There's,
There's one,
very window.
there's attached,
Sure.
it's attached to the.
All right, can we just do them both at the same time, or should we do one at a time?
Go ahead and do one at a time, just.
All right, do we have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the agreement between the winter transportation agreement between the ferry line and the town.
Second.
Any discussion?
Does that motion need to be to authorize the chair to sign?
You can include that,
I'll amend it to read authorize the chair to sign.
All right. All in favor?
yeah.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, then the 2022-2023 cooperative agreement, with the town of LaPointe and the Bayfield School District.
I will make a motion to approve the winter transportation agreement between the school district, Bayfield School District, and the town of LaPointe, and authorize the chair to sign it.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, Energy Committee, appointment,
There's still number under transportation. It's hiding right here, number 3.
appoint member to term ending 9/9/2025 for the Winter Transportation Committee. And I think the one was a recommendation.
That's, oh, I see.
We have two members.
Well, there are 2 people signed up, and then if you look at Michael's TA report, they're on the top of the back page.
Yeah, for Ellen, and I do not pronounce the last name, I'm sorry.
Trulch.
Trollsch.
Trulch.
Mulch.
So if I may, on all these committee appointments, we've received multiple applicants for different committees. And so Georgine and I talked with the applicants, a few of whom applied to multiple committees. And we asked them for what their preferences were, and between their preferences and what the committees need as far as vacancies, that's what you have for you tonight. So one appointment to Winter Transportation and two to Energy.
Do we have a motion to appoint Melanie Mulch to the Winter Transportation Committee?
I'll make a motion that we appoint Trollsch to the transportation committee.
I'll second.
Any questions?
I'll just mention she's filling the citizen at large
Okay.
position
For 2025.
till 2025.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, Energy Committee. Appoint members to committee for terms ending 8/23/2024.
I will make a motion to appoint Scott Heyman and Lila
Urgent.
terms to expire August 23rd, 2024.
Second.
Discussion? Didn't have all the criteria, I'm assuming. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Alrighty, library board resignation letter from a member. Do we have a motion to approve, accept the resignation letter?
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation letter from the library board.
I'll second with a thank you for serving.
Yes.
And you can say the name of the person who's acting too.
I'm not gonna-
Okay, come on.
Yes.
Alrighty, we have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I'm gonna miss you. But you'll be working.
Yeah.
Alright. Town hall administration, grant updates?
Nothing that wasn't in my report, simply the housing committee received a $4,000 grant from the Island Association, and you had built the match into the budget for the year, so that has been completed.
Alright, and then a request for the group insurance amendment for short-term disability.
Wait.
But I'm just wondering, I'm not
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
Galen, it's Galen, I'll put you on speakerphone. They're on, town hall administration, they're under, they're working on short-term disability. I'll put you on speaker.
I'll make a motion, we approve the short-term disability, for.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, did I, this is the beginning of the meeting?
Yeah.
I had 5:30. I had 5:30 down, sorry, everyone.
Yeah, we're just about done.
We're almost done here. From 125 a week to 250 a week.
Want to have a second
I'll second.
With discussion.
with discussion?
So, I guess I don't understand this. This is just to increase right, the,
Weekly, so the first, what you're voting on now would be short-term disability, which is a 52-week program if someone is injured and cannot work, so it's a partial wage reimbursement or whatever, wage supplement. Currently, the town provides $125 a week benefit. In budget discussions last fall, the desire was to increase that to $250, and so this is the amendment that would allow us to do that under the current policy.
So we budgeted for that,
We did budget for that.
and that will take place, become effective on March 1st.
Correct.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I,
All right, next up is resolution for inclusion under group life insurance.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution for inclusion under group life insurance.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, so our premiums would double to $20.76 a month.
No, that would be the short-term disability that you just approved. So for the group life insurance, essentially,
Okay. But
by switching some employees over to the employee trust fund insurance coverage, they, on average, would get 3 times the coverage. We would pay a total of $100 and
68 cents.
68 cents a year more. And they would also gain the ability to purchase additional insurance for themselves or a limited policy for family members. Some employees, because of the number of hours they work, and elected officials would have to remain on the policy that we have through the Towns Association. But again, this was a desire of the board to investigate that. We did budget it. Although I have to tell you, it's impossible to trace through the budget because it's all divided by departments and individuals, but we did have that discussion and we did budget it.
And then-
We will see some savings this year and more savings next year.
And this would only be for full-time employees.
It's for employees who qualify for WRS. That's, not all of them would be technically full-time. It would be WRS's definition of full-time, but not necessarily the town's definition of full-time.
Well,
I'm not trying to confuse things, but that's,
I'm for it, I'm for it, but I just want everyone to put up in their brain that if we buy that ferry line, it's gonna add a lot of employees, and they will be eligible for this program. So keep that in mind on budget season next year.
Well, the town will.
that will depend on the operating agreement, right?
that's my understanding.
It's just something to think about for next fall.
Glenn?
So I think this is great. I think this is a great, very low cost improvement that can have some significant, benefits for our employees.
All right, do we have a motion?
You did.
Do we have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Any noes? No? All right, employer resolution to pay entire premium for the EPF. We have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the employer resolution to pay entire premium with ETF.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
So, can you quickly,
Yes, essentially this means that the town pays the premium, which we would do for the basic coverage as we do now. If an employee purchases additional coverage for themselves or their family, we would pay that premium and then have to regain that premium by a payroll deduction. It's simply so that the insurance company does not have to bill individual employees.
so basically, we'd pay it and the employee would reimburse us?
Correct.
Okay,
That's a great way of saying it.
got
Well, and they would reimburse us by us, paying them.
it, I understand. Common sense. Common sense.
All in favor?
Aye.
I,
So, motion carries. All right, vouchers.
I will make a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $1,313,192 $109.56.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Minutes. The regular town board meeting.
I'll make a motion, we approve the regular town board meeting minutes from Tuesday, January 24th, 2023. And, what?
That's it, I second.
Oh, that's it?
Minutes.
Any second meeting?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, and then we're gonna table the emergency service ambulance billing contract because we don't have one yet.
Well, we have a proposed contract, but we have questions and clarifications we need, so it's not ready for board action.
All
And
right,
it's a much more complicated contract than the current one, so we will probably also need to run it through the attorney.
do I have a motion? to
I'll make a
table?
motion that we table the billing contract with, don't make me say it.
Dakota.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm gonna use the word postpone.
Postpone? Okay,
Okay.
all righty, and then, is this where we go back?
You still have public comment.
Public comment, okay. Do we have any public comment? No? All righty,
Now you have the airport.
all righty. And let's go back to 3C.
March 6th, 7th, 13th, or 16th, what days of the week are those?
The 6th is a Monday, the 7th is a Tuesday, and the 13th is the next following Monday then. And the 16th would be a Thursday.
I don't know Thursday. All Mondays and Tuesdays are fine with me. And I can come on Thursday instead of staying engaged.
Okay, well, it must be posted at least 10 days, so yeah, okay. 16th, perfect.
Anybody have a preference?
No?
What's the date of our regular?
The 14th, March 14th will be a regular meeting.
Can we do it like regular meeting?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't see why not, unless the time doesn't work for you.
Well, do they want these dates specifically? No? Okay.
I'll make a motion to hold it, we'll still be at the 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock will be a regular meeting, so maybe like.
4:30.
Yeah, probably should probably do
4:30 on the 14th?
that.
Does that work?
Glenn, does that work for you?
Yep, thank you.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Lawsuit and legal.
Mhm.
So you received, or should have received, well, we received yesterday from the Department of Revenue. Essentially, the short story is, this means that the Department of Revenue is taking up our petition, and it will go either two ways. If the county and the town, the attorneys for the county and the town can agree on the facts, which is called stipulating the facts, then the lawyers will simply write up briefs and send it to the Department of Revenue, and they will make a ruling on their own. If the attorneys cannot agree on the facts, then the Department of Revenue will hold a hearing on April 14th. So that's essentially the short version of what this all means.
So, because of the literal, when you say attorneys, you mean both sides attorneys?
Correct.
Okay. So the odds of them agreeing. What happens if they don't agree?
Then the Department of Revenue holds a hearing in Madison on August 14th.
Okay.
Is everybody who signed,
April 14th, yeah, thank you.
was everybody who just sign it after the last one?
No, this is the petition. What everybody signed was the claim
Okay,
against the county. So,
okay.
so this is the petition on the levy transfer.
And is there any sort of action we need to be taking at this point, or is this just information?
This is information, I mean, this is significant progress.
Yeah.
On our petition. I think we need, it's possible that once the attorneys talk, the actual decision on whether to agree on certain facts may come back to this board. But I think it's too early to know what that will look like.
All right. Thank you. And then claim against Ashland County.
I would ask that the board table that until the next meeting. The attorneys are still working on the language for the actual claim. So that's what you were referring
Do
to.
I have a motion to table?
I'll make a motion to table,
Postpone?
postpone,
Postpone?
is that the word?
Yep, I'm training you.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to postpone to the,
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty, new agenda items for future meetings.
Just a couple postponements.
Can we re-add the town administrators, from the last meeting that got postponed?
Yeah, we're gonna put that on.
The freelance work at the
Yep.
present time. Okay,
And I will also say we may need to discuss MRF hours.
more what?
MRF
MRF
hours, hours of operation for the MRF.
Okay, anything else? All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
John.
Thank you, Joanne.
Where you at, Glenn?